is Signal Hounds Talkin' RF, and today we're talking the BB60C, one of our flagship products. The BB60C real-time RF spectrum analyzer streams 140 megabytes per second of digitized RF data to your PC utilizing USB 3.0, providing an instantaneous bandwidth of 27 megahertz and sweep speeds of 24 gigahertz per second. Whether it's EMC pre-compliance, phase noise characterizations, antenna pattern measurements, or demodulations, the BB60C is a great tool for many RF tests and measurements, enabling undetectable events to be easily detected.
Hello and welcome to Talking RF. Sean here with Justin Crooks, Senior Engineer at Signal Hound, and today we're talking about the BB60C. The BB60C is a high-speed real-time spectrum analyzer and RF recorder with a tuning range from 9 kHz to 6 GHz. It collects 80 million IF samples per second and streams IQ data to a computer via USB 3.0 at 140 megabytes per second. This impressive unit offers increased power and performance, enabling concise identification of a targeted weak signal with strong signals nearby. Utilizing IQ sample rates that allow fine-grained control over how much spectrum should be recorded, the BB60C enables undetectable events to be easily detected. Justin, from the creator, talk about the BB60C and how it originated.
The BB60C was our replacement for the original BB60A, which was our first USB 3.0, 140 megabytes per second streaming IF data to the PC for processing and whether it's the real-time displays or the just the swept spectrum displays. The BB60A was the original. The BB60C offered some significant improvements. We added much better IP2 compared to the BB60A. We added push-pull amplifiers throughout, which when you use a push-pull amplifier, it cancels the second-order products, and that really cleans up the spectrum. And really just that ability to stream that much data allows you to do your analysis on up to 27 megahertz of spectrum at a time. And most modern day signals will fit within that 27 megahertz.
Can you talk about the complexity of the architecture and how it was a catalyst for other products like the BB60D and the one of our newest flagship products, the SP145 Spectrum Analyzer?
BB60C and the BB60A before it were both double conversion superhet architectures, which means for the low frequencies we were converting to an IF of around 2.4 gigahertz. I think it was a little bit below for the BB60C, and for the high frequencies we were down converting to either like 1.2 or 2.4 gigahertz IF frequencies, and that allows us to really filter that IF and any mixing products that fall outside of that. The bandwidth of that first IF filter get completely removed, which basically for a spectrum analyzer is a very good design. Solid. I think it's probably still the gold standard for spectrum analyzers.
Can you talk about the specific features in the BB60C and maybe some of their use cases, specifically the 9 kilohertz to 6 gigahertz frequency range with up to 24 gigahertz per second sweep speed, the wide dynamic range, the 27 megahertz of instantaneous bandwidth, and any other features that you think are important?
We'll start with the 9 kilohertz to 6 gigahertz. For EMC pre-compliance, these numbers are fairly important. A lot of devices need to be tested from 30 megahertz to 6 gigahertz for their radiated emissions, which is, you have an antenna picking up whatever's coming off your system. But then for the power line measurements, the conducted emissions, typically those will go all the way down to 9 kilohertz for a lot of devices. So the 9 kilohertz to 6 gigahertz region was based on making it a good tool for EMC pre-compliance.
We wanted to talk maybe a little bit about the 24 gigahertz per second sweep speed.
24 gigahertz per second is great for interference hunting or just getting a general understanding of what's happening in the spectrum in near real time. You know, if somebody's talking on a two-way radio, you know, that conversation's going to last maybe 2 to 3 seconds. So if your sweep speed was, you know, once every 20 seconds, there's a good chance that you'd miss a short transmission from a two-way radio. Whereas at 4 sweeps per second for covering the whole spectrum, you're always gonna see that signal.
And what about the 27 megahertz per second instantaneous bandwidth?
Yeah, that becomes super important if you want to do, you know, let's say analysis on your Wi-Fi signal that is 20 megahertz wide. Or maybe you're looking at a CDMA signal that's maybe a little less than 10 megahertz wide. But so our original SA44 only had about 250 kilohertz of bandwidth, which you can see there's not a lot of modern signals from cell phones or Wi-Fi or that can be measured with that little bandwidth. So the BB60 was our first product that enabled you to actually look at these and analyze these types of signals in depth.
If you have any questions for Justin, leave them in the comments section below. Like, follow, and subscribe for more Signal Hound and RF content.